Hello everyone, here's Aaron the Black Dragon, and welcome to more Horizon Zero Dawn. You find me standing inside of Meridia right now in the photo mode. Just because why not? Doesn't do anything, I just felt like it. Anyway, we're standing in front of a merchant, with whom we still have something to do with. That was the wrong button there, sorry. Because we dealt with all of the special items, except for the stranded ones, and I completely forgot about doing anything with them. So that's where we are. We are standing in front of a dear merchant friend here that does something with those things. Pressing the wrong buttons. We're having a good start here today. So, you gonna give us some stuff for these. Just need to find... There it is, the mysterious box for the stranded figure, the standard shackles and the stranded necklace. Wow, words today are not coming easy. Let's buy that one, since we have it. And we just could get a special modification box for a good few things, but we don't want to. We can also get some blue gleam boxes for the stuff that we have. And seeing how we're not gonna come back to Meridia anytime soon, I'm just gonna take them, even though we're not gonna do anything just yet with the blue gleam. But you're gonna see what that's gonna be worth in a moment. So, there we go, all of our unique items that we found taken care of. Also we have some carrying capacity that we can upgrade here for the Tear Blast ammo. So, let's do that. We still have some things here that definitely can get upgraded. We're gonna deal with that as time comes. So the blue gleam boxes, again we're gonna deal with them later on, maybe in this episode even. But here we go, we have some special modification, non-modification shot gambler, and some warm socks. Oops. You did see nothing. That was unintentional. Anyway, special modification shock coil. Well, nice. And that thing. You know what? You can have that. Do I have any coils that I can just drop and do not care about? I have one blue. So, there you go. Now we can take the shock coil. We have way too many things and I'm not using them. Maybe we should take a look into that, but... Yeah, actually we have stuff for you. Let's upgrade that bow here quickly. I want to have some extra handling on that. Where's my handling stuff? 59. Always good. We could go full on handling with that thing. But I also want to have, which is definitely one of the better things, corruption higher on that tear. Not really something that you have, so we're gonna go for the freeze. And let's see. Shock, tear, freeze. The freeze is good. Damage and corruption. Maybe. Let's see. What do we have in freeze? Freeze and shock. Freeze and damage. And freeze and damage. We get some extra corruption with that. I'm really a big fan of the corruption, so I'm really... Because we do not need the tear on that bow, so let's just go and do that. That's gonna be really helpful. We're also gonna... while we're at it... damage and handling? Yeah, let's just... blow stuff up. Damage and freezing, we don't have freezing on that. So let's just make that thing handle itself really freaking good. We may use it. You have, I think, everything that I want you to be. You're weaker. So in that case I definitely should give you stuff that is better than what we have right there. Just damage. Damage and freezing is not something that we need. Tear and freeze is not what we need. Tear and damage. Yes. Give me that. Fire and damage. Sure, why not? Let's just have that. Good, now that we've dealt with that and I've wasted a little bit of time at the beginning of the episode, let's go to where we're gonna actually want to be at. Because we are done with basically the main game. So now we only have one thing left, and that is into the frozen wilds. And that leads us over here, so the closest place we can go to is in the campfire. So let's fast travel over there.
This must be the pass O'Tor was talking about, with Banuk territory just above.
Well, cool that we just talk about that right when we get here. I mean, we have that light right here, which looks really cool. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna make our way up from here. Up towards the Banuk territory. Getting some climbing in there. And I remember so vividly that there's some really cool climbing parts once we are in the Banuk territory. But first of all, look at all these cool like lanterns that they built there. The blue light. Really fucking cool the way that looks. And also they really efficiently light which way we need to go, which I highly appreciate.
Full already.
We are full? I cannot take any blaze with me? That does not sound really good. What do I not need? I don't need too many of those, so let's just disassemble what we don't need here. Everything that is double and is unnecessary for me to carry around as double will just get disassembled. There you go. Oops, meant to disassemble most of these. Because I definitely want to carry around a few more things than selling for metal. Special. I actually don't know what the warm socks do, so we're gonna keep those around till I know what they are doing, because I, for the love of me, cannot remember what they are doing. I have way too much chill water. Like, I don't need that much chill water. That is way too much. Nobody will need that. So I have a few too many sparkers there. So goodbye sparkers. And we still have more rich wood than we would ever know what to do with. But yeah, the blazes are definitely something that I need, because I don't have too many of those. Anyway, further up we go.
What are you doing, Aloy? This path leads to the cut. The Banuk have nothing to offer besides useless mysticism. The Eclipse won't stand idle while you waste time playing in the snow. Return to your desk.
Well,
Surprised you're still checking up on me. I thought you had moved on.
Well, forgive me for still being concerned with the fate of the world.
I was thinking, Banuk shamans thread blue cables through their skin, right? Kind of like someone else we know, huh? So maybe the real reason you want me to stay clear of the Banuk is to stay clear of your past.
It's not the past that concerns me, Aloy. It's the future, or possible lack thereof. Which is why you should stop prattling and get back to what matters. But as usual, you do as you wish.
Touchy.
well then. Got a little bit of something from Silence for that as well. Makes it definitely sound like you should do this before you actually do the end of the game, but I feel a lot more inclined to do this after we're done with the main story. Because this was also added to the game afterwards, so...
This one's a new predator. I can see the heat coming off it.
yeah, heat that's not feeling good. Oh, yeah, we should definitely take a look at the Scorcher. Hard outer casing protecting synthetic muscles and operational systems. They have... we can override the thing because we have all of the cauldrons, but they have blaze canisters, mine launchers and power generators. They have a good few things, but they are new to us, so... time to take them out. Also be careful, the Scorchers are terrifying. Only my humble opinion there, steer as clear as possible of the Scorchers. If you don't feel like you are able to take on something like that, because they are terrifying. Boop. Ouch, that was too early. There's your power generator, there you go. Let me just go in there and strike. I stab at thee, which did not do a lot. And, oh, I'm out of ammo. Always positively surprised by that. And there we go. So welcome to the frozen wilds. Scorchers. Hot beasts. Yeah, we best be careful. Those things can wreck us. But with that... I mean, we're still missing one machine right here, which is really curious, and... Oh, how did I miss though? Okay, I wanna go through all of the enemies anyway, so I'm gonna get that eventually, but still. Demonic machine, we're gonna take a look at that in a moment. But there's the Scorcher, there's still 3 more things right here. And one in the base game, so I'm definitely gonna have to go through the base game, through the rest of the things here and find that thing, because that's not... That was just a fiery trap, so I'm not too concerned about leaving that behind, because I'm not using my traps too much right now, which might change in the future here with things to come. Whenever I feel like I can set things up, I'm gonna use the traps, but other than that, in just normal circumstances, I'm not using my traps too much. I mean, technically I could have set things up with the Scorcher there, but... With just the way to go, just stand there for a little while, Aloy. Up we go. Barely saw that ledge. So here, if we want to, we can go down. Take a little peek at... just an alternate path. Don't really care about that too much, because there's nothing for us. We want to go further up. And also, we want to have some herbs. Healing herbs all the way. Freeze rhyme. Don't need that. So further up we go. Deeper and deeper into the frost. And I mean, we have our shield, but I don't think our shield...
Okay, that's a welcome, I guess.
Well, we just got highly announced to everyone and everything. Hello, it is I, the Outlander. Ooh. There you go. I love the introduction of this place.
You sure you'll be warm enough up here, Nora?
I worked up a sweat from the climb.
Well, I don't know. Again, I have an electronic shield around me, but I don't know if that is comforting me with warmth or so, who knows?
You made it to the cut, Outlander.
Not that you'll stay long.
You have a lot of faith in me. Thank you very much for that. Look at that. Ah. That is a thumbnail shot right there. Like, honestly, that's gonna be the thumbnail for this, because we ended the Frozen Wilds.
In the mountain. And the village, too. What's it for?
We are at Song's Edge. Ah, I love this. I was waiting to get into this place. This is a tough spot, by the way. The Frozen Wilds are not to be trifled with. And more chill water. Sincerely, we don't need that. Have a little bit of a look around. There's so much talk going on here. What have you lost?
Something big going on. Most of the village is moving towards that smoke.
Yeah, well,
Some hunters have learned a lesson from Thunderstrom.
well.
Sometimes.
Hello? What is going on here?
Get ready for a rare sight, Nora. Bergrind, purveyor of necessities. Most of the time, the Banuk burn their dead. But not today.
Because the bodies couldn't be recovered.
Aye, a nasty business. All their best warriors lost. So they're getting a different kind of send-off.
Grasp your grief, my hunters, and kill it! For our kin sees the fate all Banuk long for. Falling with their spears striking steel. Their struggle is over now. You have witnessed their spirits rise up into the blue sky and beyond to the blue light. But our struggle is only beginning. Soon, we will again take up the hunt against the daemon that frenzies the machines against us. And so I ask you, can you summon the courage of our fallen kin? Will you fight and die as well as they did?
My courage! My spear!
Our blood is in your teeth, Aratak!
We are Banuk. Our enemies are prey.
The daemon. That frenzies the machines.
Machines that wiped out their best. And what do they want to do? Go back up there. Fools. A little advice, for free.
Aloy.
Aloy. I've been up here for 2 long winters, and I still can't make sense of the Banuk. Take this ruckus. It started with one of their shamans, Aurea, spouting on about spirits and daemons up on Thunder's drum. So they march their Warwick up there, and half of them get slaughtered by machines. When Aurea vanished, I thought the crazy might have gone with her, but no. Here's Big Aratak, gearing them up to do it all over again.
What is it about the Banuk you can't make sense of?
Well, everything's a test to them. A hardship to endure. A challenge to survive.
Seems like they don't have much of a choice in a place like this.
A land cold enough to crack teeth, filled with wild animals. You think they'd accept a little reasonably priced aid. Well, believe me, I've tried to convince them. But a Banuk with nothing left to prove might just lie down and die.
And Aurea is the one who spoke about this daemon?
That's right. Told Aratak and the others that it lives up on Thunder's drum. And they believed her.
But you don't.
Look, I don't know what Aurea found up there. A shaman's not going to talk to an outlander. The machines in the cut are getting more vicious, that's a fact. It could be because of the daemon, or it could be because they all got indigestion, for all I know. But Aurea's not around to explain. She took off, and no one knows why.
Is Aratak a renowned warrior around here?
He's a Warwick chieftain. His voice carries a lot of respect. Not that you hear much of it. Man talks about as much as a dead fish. But when he and Aurea came to town with their Warwick, it drew more Banuk to this little burg than I'd ever seen. Know what else I saw, Aloy? My own little trade route, stretching all the way back to the kingdom. Then, he goes and leads them off to their death at the claws of angry machines. So much for my best customers.
What are these Warwicks about, Bergrand? Some sort of tribe within the tribe?
Not like our clans back home. You don't get born into these things. They hold tryouts. Prove your best at something and you might get a place. Some Warwicks come and go. Some last as long as metal. The whole Banuk territory, Banur, is just a bunch of the biggest, oldest Warwicks.
I'm not sure if I'm less confused or more confused.
Well, here's the sure thing. Each Warwick has a chieftain and a shaman. They make the decisions. All well and good, except the chieftains are hard-headed, and the shamans have their heads in the clouds.
Have you ever heard of a man named Silence? Tall, deadly serious, cables in his skin? Like a shaman?
I've heard that name once or twice, but always whispered. Like some boogeyman the Banuk want to forget. I'm not sure what went down, but I got the impression he messed with the Conclave. Or they messed with him.
Conclave.
All the most important shamans gather in Banuk from time to time to keep up with the latest mumbo-jumbo. No idea how they all fit into one tent without those crazy headdresses getting locked up on each other. Araya's been to that shindig, but when I asked her what it's like, she just gave me a dirty look. So if you want to know more, you'll have to find her and make her like you, I guess. Good luck.
You said you've lived out here for 2 winters?
Aye. Back home, some fur traders told me about this steel-forsaken heap of tents. Good location. Ripe for change. We were barely scraping by until this place started filling up for Araya. A great prophet is coming, they said. I heard prophet. Honest mistake. Not that the Banuk are stingy, they just prefer to keep trade among themselves. We could get through to enough of them. We could really put this place on the map. Or at least on a map.
We?
Me and my daughter. My assistant, Varja. My assistant and my daughter. We seem to get along better as business partners. Her mother wanted me to show her a trade. She started tinkering with weapons. Say, when you need a break from this Banuk carry-on, stop in and see her. You're both, how do I put it?
Women?
No. Independent. Look for her at Long Notch, the easternmost Banuk camp.
I want to know more about this Damon.
It's crazy talk, Aloy.
Or there's something to it. Something connected to how the machines behave.
Then you need to find Araya. She was last seen headed for the mountains they call the Ice Rafts. I've heard only the shamans know the trail beyond those frozen peaks. But I do know where you could find her apprentice, Naltuk. He went north of the river, chasing rumors.
Rumors?
Not the good kind. Sudden attacks in the snow. Strange new structures. Some say a new machine, like no one's seen before.
Well, now I'm definitely interested. Thanks for the talk, Bergrand.
Don't mention it.
I wonder if Aratak can tell me more about Araya or Thunder's Drum. Might be worth a shot.
Sakuli's painting is coming along.
I don't know if you will hear that on the recording, but something is rumbling a lot right now.
None of the southern tribes rival the Banuk.
And it's slightly disconcerting. So if you hear that, sorry, we don't know what's going on ourselves. So we have a first quest in this place. 2 of them further away and 1 right here. Let's just take a quick look at what the quest actually is. Rumors of demons and spirits abound in the Banuk territory in the cut. To learn more, Ayla must find someone who can separate spec from fabrication. Well, Aratak is the closest one, so let's talk to him.
Not every day you see one of the
Well, I wonder what's going on in our apartment.
I do not want to hear this talk from you again. Doubt is heavier than a week's snow.
Forgive me, my chieftain. We will be ready for the next attempt.
But this will not be an attempt. It must be done. Do you understand?
My chieftain.
Good. Outlander, I suppose you wish to speak?
There are other Weraks in Song's Edge too?
Yes. The village has its own lie for all Banuk who need trade or shelter. After the war ended, it sprang up from what was once a campsite, quick as the bloom between frosts. Perhaps it will last, until the Karja seek war again.
Araya knows about this Damon. Where would I talk to her?
She does a shaman's work. That is not for the eyes and ears of others. Certainly not an Outlander's.
This Damon you talked about.
If you are hardy enough, you can venture out and see the signs yourself. It has changed the machines, made them fiercer, stronger.
But what is it?
A matter for the shamans to debate.
Did your Werak come from this place?
No, we rallied most of our hunters from across Banuk to face the threat of the Demon. But I was born here, and stayed to fight the Karja when others retreated into the mountains. A few of my old warriors remain with me. Those who survived.
You're set on going back to the mountain?
I put my word to it.
Even with the risks being so great?
The risk of what? Death? It would be a worse fate to bow our heads to the challenge and say too much.
Well, I guess that's it then.
Good. I prefer deeds to words.
Right.
I saw the frozen tome.
Well, this doesn't really help us out a lot, let's be totally frank. Well, since we're here, let's go and see what this first quest that we have right there. And there's also a trader with a different symbol. That's also something that we should take a look at. But first, let's rob the people of this place. Well, let's not put it like that. Let's talk to you first, Tadia Bud. So, we have Banuk Champion Bow, Banuk Power Shot, and the Banuk Tri-Striker. So, more weapons for us, but as you can see they cost Blue Gleam, we cannot just buy them as we want. Same goes for the outfits that we have right here. The Banuk Ice Hunter Master, Karja Blazon Master, and the Nora Silent Hunter Master. I said we're gonna go a lot with Banuk stuff in this, but we don't have that just yet. But we can get ourselves the Banuk Varric Runner. So let's start it off with that and equip it, even though it's weaker than what we have right now. But does it matter to me? Honestly, it should. And then we have some Banuk specific boxes right here that also need Blue Gleam. So what are we gonna do with that? Well, obviously, inventory, we have some Blue Gleam already. And we have some extra there, whatever.
Sights in the cold, like machines covered in gems.
Well, we're gonna see them a bit more in the future, but now we can still not buy any of these things because they cost a lot. But we can take a look at the gamblers boxes, and so if we want to. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna keep my Blue Gleam until we can get like any of the outfits or of the bows and such, of the weapons, because that's a lot better. But the Blue Gleam is our trading material in this place, so that's definitely what we wanna have. And also the weird rumbling has stopped, so I feel a lot better about what's going on now. Still not better. So let's interact here.
It was she who led us through the frozen wastes. We also remember the ravenous tribe, who delighted in sucking the marrow from our broken bones. Everywhere Banukai and her Werak fled, the ravenous tribe were never far behind. Seeking a way to defeat them, Banukai went into the wastes and let the wind whip her cheeks. And when the cold brought sleep, she dreamt of light. She saw it behind the world, a great calming sheet of icy blue. And she saw something new. Herds of machines, each filled with the same blue light. When she woke, she knew which star to follow. She walked for many days and nights until she arrived at a temple built from sparkling ice. At the gates of the temple, she was met by the machines from her dream, who bowed to her as she entered. Inside, Banukai discovered the blue light bubbling from a hole in the snowy earth like a spring. "You bid me come," she said. "My people need aid. Will you provide it?" The machines whispered to Banukai. "We go where the light goes, for we are its chosen vessels. There is darkness in your heart. It cannot hold the light for long. Carry it to your people if you must, but the cost will be great." Banukai waded into the pool. The light reared like a nest of snakes and struck Banukai, piercing her skin, filling her up. Banukai did not scream, though she was in agony. Banukai did not collapse, though her limbs shook. She climbed from the pool and carried the light inside her. She marched toward home, and the machines marched behind her. As she walked, The light struggled to push its way out of her, but the machines were there to aid her. She sewed her body shut with their cables, patched herself with their metal, and kept the light within. When she arrived, the forces of the ravenous tribe had surrounded the camp. Although the light had left her with 1,000 wounds, Banuk charged. And because she held the light, the machines followed. The ravenous tribe killed many, but those in camp rushed to join the battle. They gathered pieces of the fallen machines and from them fashioned weapons. And it was with these that Banukai's people repaid the suffering the ravenous tribe had wrought upon them. When quiet descended, Banukai finally fell. The machines bowed their heads, and her werak wept. The light she'd held within her drifted from her wounds and rose to the sky. And for just a moment, before life left her, Banukai knew the truth of the blue light. And she felt peace. We remember Banukai, the first to crawl from the cave beneath the world, who brought the machines to us. When we speak the name of our tribe, we remember her. And we will not forget.
And with that, we're gonna leave this episode right here. Hope you all enjoyed it and see you next time. Bye!